Here we go. Oh, I forgot to turn on all my scorekeeping shit and to reset the scores and shit from last week.
Make sure we got sound this week too.
Yeah. We should have sound. OBS says we have sound. John, would you? Actually, no, I can do it. I got it. Blink out. Save points. Okay, there we go. And then everybody's points are 0. Okay, there we go. Sweet. All right.
Good. That one's working.
Yep. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan. Say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
What is going on, fellas? I'm feeling it tonight. I think we're going to have a fantastic episode. What about you guys?
I'm so ready.
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I love it. If you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, what we do around here is we listen to video game music. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We try and guess the games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia, goof off, have a lot of fun, talk a bunch of mess, and the winner at the end of the night gets to play a bonus tune and pick the theme for the next episode. I won last week's fantastic episode, and I picked a theme that I realize now is way overdue. We haven't had just a sports games episode, have we? Like, we've had plenty of sports games on the show, but we've never just done sports
I don't think so.
Yeah, crazy. It only took us 112 episodes to decide to do sports as a theme, and it's perfect because I said I picked it because the Stanley Cup's going on and the NBA playoffs are going on, and now that the Cavaliers and Warriors are in the finals for the 4th year in a row, I don't care to watch the NBA playoffs anymore. So, I get to focus on this. So it's the Game That Tune playoffs, baby. Let's do it, man. Johnny, let's jump right into it. What do we got?
Game 1.
So, in one of the mini games in this game, every once in a blue moon, Jaws will appear and you'll hear, or a shark will appear and you'll hear the Jaws theme. All right.
Man. What a quick start to the show.
Yeah.
Shit.
You guys ready?
Oh,
Yes.
Just a sec. Don't think I'm right, but
All right. Let's see here. Jesse says California games. John says California games. David says extreme sports or extreme sports.
extreme sports.
The correct answer is California games. John and Jesse each get a point.
that's tight.
Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah, I do feel like with my choice, I'm really stretching what a sport is. But there's some, half pipe on a or on a skateboard. There's some BMXing. There's some rollerblading. There's some hacky sack. There's some frisbee. There's some surfing.
I believe in the game they call it footbag.
Yes, they do.
I'm not even kidding. I think I
Yeah.
feel like hacky sack is like copyrighted. So
Yeah, I was reviewing the game earlier today, and it is footbag.
Do you get to run it over with your car first to make it more pliable?
No.
that's a hacky sack. Yeah.
And-
Jesse, were you
Oh wait,
a big hacky sacker back in the day, Jess?
No. Once I discovered it and thought it was pretty cool, it was already not cool. So I was
Oh.
like, well, I missed out on that. Oh well.
I know Johnny back in middle school, man. He was just Mr. Hacky Sack. He had like a whole crew around him. They had fan T-shirts. Johnny's Sack Pack.
Oh
They just-
wow.
They followed him around, man. He was getting bitches with the hacky sack skills. Excuse me, footbag.
Yeah, see, I had two backpacks with me at school. I had the book bag and the sack bag.
Oh yeah, the book bag and the footbag bag. Man, yeah, no, I vaguely remember playing California games at some point, and I think the only thing I played was the footbag, and isn't it just a guy walking side to side, and you have to like press a button, and he unnaturally flips up his feet to bounce the bag, like.
And you can bounce it on your head, and you can spin around. Like you can try to get a few spins under the bag while it's in the air. That gets you points. Or like 5 head hits in a row. There's all these little moves you can do.
Yeah, you gotta know the tricks.
Yeah.
Another footbag. Wasn't there also some kind of frisbee mini game?
Flying disc, because frisbee is trademarked.
Flying
Very
disc.
much.
So
What was I
shitty.
thinking? I was trying to remember. I feel like isn't it just like a power meter and then like a side-scrolling thing where you're running and trying to catch the frisbee? You can like press a button to dive. Like
Exactly it.
Yeah.
You have the scrolling meter for power and aim. So you try to max those out, throw it, and then you have to catch it, and you can dive and catch it. You can run and jump and catch it, and all those different moves get you different points.
tight, man. Yeah, I definitely played this at some point, but man, is this a fondly remembered game? Do people like this?
People liked it. I think at the time it was pretty good. It sold really well. It sold like 300,000 copies or so. It was
Yeah.
ported to everything on the planet: Commodore 64, Master System, NES, Genesis, and some of the mini games are pretty okay. Like the half pipe mini game on the skateboard's pretty all right, but like the BMX mini game looks like just a shitty Excite Bike, and I say that knowing that Excite Bike itself is already kind of shitty. So it's like,
whoa, whoa. Let's not say anything we can't take back here.
Where's that hot take button?
Yeah, exactly. Johnny, hit the hot take if you're going to make a take so hot.
Hot take.
That hot take was overheating. You had to pull off the track and let
Yeah.
it cool off. Fucking Excite Bike engine heat simulator. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Excite Bike is already a shitty looking Excite Bike, so I don't remember what the BMX game in this looks like. But isn't BMX really just a shitty version of motocross by being bicycles instead of motorcycles?
Pretty
Yes.
much.
It follows. Ugh, man. So, Johnny, tell us about all your extreme sports experience that led you to, just being the master of California games.
well, I did used to have rollerblades back in the day, and there is a rollerblading mini game in this.
Red.
I was pretty good at the rollerblades. I went to the skate rink like every week or so, and This isn't me doing the bit where I just like make up a weird story. This is actually really true. Like,
I know. I'm sure it's just the way you say I was pretty good at the rollerblades is the whitest thing you've ever said.
Oh God.
And I'll never forget, like, you know, when I was growing up, our street was like not gravel, but like just, I don't know, really shitty, you know, and like not smooth, and you couldn't rollerblade on it. And I remember when they repaved the street one day, and like that was a game changer. I had smooth ass asphalt that I could blade on. Oh, and did I blade
on?
And the ultimate, though, my favorite rollerblade memory of all time is we used to have this golden yellow lab, and one day we're taking the dog for a walk, and I got my rollerblades on, and my dad just kind of starts wrapping the leash around my hands like really tight, and my mom asked, like, John, what are you doing? He's like, just watch this. And he just let go, and the dog just went flying, hauled me behind it at like 1 billion miles an hour.
Dope. That's a badass. All that time he spent at UF hanging around Rodney Mullen, learning to be like a skateboard prankster. It's like, my son's a rollerblader. Watch this. I love your dad. Yeah, man. You know, so there was a surfing game in this, and yeah, could you get killed by a shark, or does it just make like does it just ruin your run? Do you have to dodge the shark, or like?
No, it's just when you fall off the surfboard, every once in a while, kind of randomly, a little shark pops up and plays the Jaws theme.
Awesome.
I do think it's kind of funny that they don't call it hacky sack because of copyright, and they don't call it frisbee because of copyright, but they play the Jaws music when a shark is on screen.
Well,
yeah, so
it's Jaws-esque music. It's
Jaws music, so it's probably just and you know, if you keep it under 4 notes, you know, you can't really sue.
Yeah, and the thing is like what we remember as the Jaws theme and what is actually the Jaws theme is really different. We all remember Jaws as bop 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 bop, and that's not it at all. Like,
I remember it pretty clearly. It's da dun da dun.
Nope.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
You got it
dun,
wrong.
Dun, dun.
You got it
No.
wrong.
Oh.
Here's the Jaws theme. This is the Jaws theme. Dun. Da dun. Da da dun. Da dun da. It adds one note at a time, very slowly. So anyways, so when but we all remember just the end part that goes da 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 da. And so, you know, they put that in the
that's
game.
the Gator games. You used to play that song all the fucking time.
I
dude.
did.
Find the Sunshine.
It was called Jaws, but it's not Jaws. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm getting at. There's a conspiracy, man. Like,
Did you tell your band director? You're like, look, you might be telling us what to do, but right now I'm about to tell you what to do.
Listen, as a Jaws aficionado, I need to tell you that this is not the correct theme. I've actually never seen the movie Jaws.
Whoa, hot take.
Jesus Christ, John. Like, oh, man. The number of things that you have not seen and yet are determined to talk about them with expertise is baffling to me. Holy God.
Okay, so while everyone was discussing that and John was releasing his confession, I, in a separate window, pulled up the YouTube theme of the Jaws theme, and there is a constant 2-note. Dun, 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 dun. So, John, you are incorrect. That is how the Jaws theme goes. Hot take.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think
get
Jaws-
John Williams on the phone and we can settle this.
Yeah, you know.
Jaws
our
Williams.
So we'll fucking settle this one day. But in the meantime, John, fucking, why don't you bounce your foot bag out of here and let's move on from California games. Clearly, this is a polarizing game.
Game 2.
All right. So the publicist for the makers of this game had to recount that the American Slang Dictionary defines the word bitchin' as good, excellent, superior. Our use of the word was with this meaning in mind and was not intended as profanity.
Man,
How you guys feeling?
you know,
A little tricky.
feeling pretty good. And then that last song started, and I don't know, man. It's a tricky one.
Let's see what we got.
Holding people in suspense.
We got everyone says skitchin', which is was correct. I realized that that song was going to give away the game, but you can't not play that song and hear that voice say skitchin'. Like that right there is like the best 2 seconds of video game music.
That's the 90s distilled down into its purest form. Vocalized Sega Genesis track.
Yeah,
ugh.
I can't think of a single word that sums up the 90s.
And skitching.
And after hearing Johnny talking about Bladen, I was like, damn, I picked the right game. He's gonna give us all these great Bladen stories and skitching stories. You ever sketched?
No,
Johnny?
I never sketched. I had a friend in 6th grade that would talk about it, but we never did it.
Oh, come on, man. You would have been sketching around the Gainesville at that point? It's not
Yes.
that dangerous.
I'd be sketching around, what was that middle school next to my, whatever, sketching around the middle school.
Jesus. So I've never played sketching. What is the purpose of the game Skitchin? What do you do in this game?
So it's kind of like Road Rash, but you're on rollerblades.
Right.
And so like you start off, just skating, and there's other dudes on the skating with you, but you got to watch behind you and stuff because cars will come up and hit you. And when they hit you, they knock you the fuck out. And sometimes they'll break your equipment, or you'll have to be taken to the hospital and stuff. And so you start out with $100, and you have to pay your way into these races, or you can buy better equipment and stuff. So it's kind of like what do you want to use your money for? Also, you have to pay hospital bills, and if you go broke, then you're game over. And so while you're racing, you can grab onto the back of cars, and when you grab onto the back of cars, they make you go faster, and you can slingshot around them. And that's really cool and tricky because they also have like ramps and stuff in the road, and you can do tricks. And there's like oil slicks in the road, and also you can punch the other skaters, or you can pick up lead pipes and beat them with it, or you can pick up chains and beat them with it. And like I said, it's like Road Rash but fucking rollerblading. It's a very, very stupid, repetitive game, but it is fun as hell. Like, you get this game, you can pop back a couple of brews and play this 2-player with a buddy. Like, you guys will be cussing and having a great fucking time.
Man, see, that's always the thing. Based on the title, I couldn't tell if the entire purpose of the game was to hold on to the back of a car and skate. Like, that would have been a pretty funny idea for a racing game. Like, who are you controlling at that point? Are you controlling the car? Are you controlling the skater? It doesn't matter. It's just, it's badass. That's the cool thing the kids do, is they grab onto car bumpers and go really fast. Like, but no, that makes more sense. You can like grab a car for like a temporary boost. The game never made any sense to me. But it's the 90s and it's extreme. It didn't have to make sense. What a title.
Well, there was a trick. If you could get into first place and then get on the back of a car, you could just pretty much hold on to the car until he gets to the finish line. But then you got to worry about him like turning off somewhere. And if he turns off and you're not ready to let go, you will fucking bail, and then 3 dudes will just skate over your corpse and be like, "Fuck you, buddy," and you'll be like, "No, I'm 0.2 miles away."
It'd be really funny if if it was a really well designed game. It's like, all right, yep, I got a good sketch going. Oh God, he's getting on the freeway. Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going now, and you just leave the race and
Awesome.
you're just going up the coast. Yeah, it's like, well,
maybe that's how you get to like
5 miles an hour. I can't let go now.
Maybe that's how you get to different levels in the game. Like, every level is in a different state, and you have to ride a car on the freeway and then drive for like 6 hours to get to a new area.
God, can you imagine holding onto a car bumper for 6 hours? Like, you would probably pass out due to carbon monoxide before you got anywhere.
Kind of open.
No, that's why you go
sketchy
on
game.
the left side, not the right side.
You pack a snack and you don't breathe out of the tailpipe, genius. I mean, it's just not that serious. But man, a big open world Skitchin would be pretty dope. like Burnout Paradise, but it's Skitchin.
Yeah.
God, Grand Theft Auto on.
It's multiplayer, so it's just a bunch of other people like trying to skitch, and you can like punch them when you skitch on the same cars and stuff.
GTA, everyone's on rollerblades.
Yeah, I'm just picturing now like Grand Theft Auto 5, where like it's just this giant open world. It's nicely designed, and every now and then you'll cross paths with another player, and they're always just holding onto a car bumper and riding rollerblades. Like, it's not really about beating them up or even doing anything. It's like, oh yeah, there goes that guy. Like,
it's all about giving each other high fives as you pass each other on the freeway.
You know what that guy's doing? He's skitching.
So I'm just imagining how like every open world game would be improved if your character got rollerblades, regardless of setting. Like Horizon, rollerblades. Breath of the Wild, rollerblades.
Oh man, I was also thinking it'd be great if they made a sequel to this and made it like Skitch Team Racing, where like you had to help your friends out and get them to the front too, so you can get like a sketch chain going. Like, it's like an online multiplayer racer, and you got to help your friends sketch too. Like, just there's so much possibility left in the Skitchin, game universe. It's kind of ridiculous that it's only this one game. Like,
It's seriously
that
untapped.
needs to be the next Mario Kart. Is bring back Double Dash, but instead of having them in the back of the cart, they're just on rollerblades riding behind the cart.
dude, Mario Kart Cross Skitchin needs to happen. Like, it's almost too beautiful of an idea.
God, I just love the image of Bowser skitching on like some pickup truck.
No, it's like a baby driving a go-kart and Bowser skitching behind it. Pick your player, pick your cart, pick your skitcher, pick their wheels. Man, the possibilities are quite frankly limitless. Within the Skitchin world.
Now, what is it called when you do that with a skateboard, like Marty McFly does?
I always referred to that as Skitchin as well.
Oh, so that's also Skitchin. It's not a separate term.
Scatching?
I'm not quite.
Because if that's the case, then in your Mario Kart Skitchin game, they could have skateboards too, which would be kind of cool. And you got different decks and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, according to Wikipedia, skitching, abbreviated from ski hitching or skate hitching, is the act of hitching a ride by holding onto a motorcycle while riding a skateboard, inline skates, or a bicycle. So,
well, there's your 3 vehicles for the game then.
I'm saying, man,
Oh my god,
universe just needs to have just bikes versus rollerblades versus skateboards, all with Mario Kart.
Oh my god, could you imagine the princesses with awesome roller derby gear?
Yes, I can.
Bikers, but with rollerblades.
Yeah. I'm all in on this, quite frankly. Like, let's get to Kickstarter right now.
Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. E3 is right around the corner. They should add just an image of this for their presentation. It'll blow
slap it together.
Has there, I'm racking my brain. Has there been anything close to a Mario Extreme Sports game? Because I would play the shit out of that. I would love to go on a half pipe with Bowser on a skateboard.
I don't know, John. Maybe we'll find out on tonight's episode. Shall we keep going to game 3?
All right.
Game 3.
I really don't think there is. Oh, yeah. So this game makes up for years worth of video games that did not feature Michael Jordan by featuring 3 different playable Michael Jordans: Rookie Jordan, Championship Jordan, and the beloved Washington Wizards Jordan.
You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Not in my house. You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Check it out of my house. And I know you wanna go some more. The only thing preventing you from completing your mission dirty is making it past my door. I say I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I simply gotta tell you I refuse. I refuse. Tell you how you wanna, disrespect is intended, but it ain't going down. Oh no, dude, not in my house. You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Not in my house. You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Check it out of my house. Can the birthday you done cross this line? Me losing the night ain't even crossed my mind. It's my house, and I'ma defend it, crush you if need be. Leaving you as an example of the team to see. It could be 2 strikes, 2 outs, no life. 4th down, 4th quarter, looking at a lady on the 4th period. Minute left, down 10, hold your breath, pick and roll, back door. So it's our house. You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Not in my house. You might catch me on the road, but not in my house. It won't happen, oh no. Not in my house. Not in my house. Not in my house. Not in my house.
Yeah. So, how you guys feeling about all your Jordan history?
What were those 3
Feeling
teams?
pretty good.
You're asking me for the 3 Jordans again?
Yes.
Rookie Jordan, Championship Jordan, and Washington Wizards Jordan.
Okay. I honestly don't know if that last one is a baseball or a basketball team.
It's a basketball team, man. It's the team he played on when he retired. That's okay, John. Let's see. Jesse says, oh, he said David Robinson Supreme Court, but he brought in the NBA Street Volume 2. David and John both say, or wait, David says NBA Street Volume 2, and John says merely NBA Street. I'll tack a 2 onto that, man. Let's make it a hat trick.
All right.
Or a triple double, or I don't know what the basketball term would be.
See, yeah, if you'd all written 2s, then it would have been a triple double. But as it stands now, it is a mere game that tune hat trick. You know, still a pretty good accomplishment. Man, did any of you guys play NBA Street Volume 2 with me?
I don't recall that.
No.
Okay, cool. I thought maybe we did. This game's dope. Like, I was all about this shit. It was like the new PS2 GameCube era, basically NBA Jam. You got to play 3-on-3 basketball, and you know, just fucking do a bunch of cool street moves and shit. That's the thing. It took it out of the NBA arena, took it back to the streets, man. Got to create a character, go through like the street ball circuit, which is not a thing. Like the National Street Ball League, sadly, not a thing, but it really should be. It probably is now. Or was at some time after this, but this game's killer, man. It was a really fucking good like PS2, GameCube, NBA Jam kind of evolution, like NBA Jam was 2-on-2. This was 3-on-3. That's better. You got to do this, the fun stuff that you could do in NBA Jam, like just shove a motherfucker over if you wanted to, or just, if they go up for a dunk, just fucking like block the shit out of them, but they added a bunch of tricks since it was on the PS2. You had the sticks. And, like, you could hold a trick button and, like, flick the sticks in different directions, and it just made you do all these wacky fucking, like, baller moves. And the big thing that they brought into this game that was kind of the game changer was literally called the Game Breaker. You could build up, like, combo after combo of, like, tricks and special dribbles and, like, bouncing the ball off your opponent's head and then, like, throw an alley-oop, and it gets you a bunch of points. And it charges up a meter, and you can use the Game Breaker to do like a super dunk that gets you, like gives you a point and takes a point away from your opponent. And then you can also charge that like double time to a double Game Breaker where you gain like 3 or 4 points and the opponent loses 2 points. So it's a total fuck over move, and it's dope. Like it's just I love.
I think I might have rented this once.
It was so worth a rental. Like, if you're not an NBA guy, like, it was a fantastic rental. Like, at that point, like, it's fun for 5 days. For me, I was playing the fuck out of this. Like, I was maxing out my created character. When you're doing the street ball circuit, you can, like, pick up players that you defeat. So, like, they had like, these street legends from all the different cities. Like, in New York, you got this big old dude with an afro named Stretch Monroe. And, he had, like, super dunk powers. When you got out to, like, the West...
Is he based on a real player?
That's the thing. I think that he's based on Julius Erving because he has super dunk skills and he's got a giant afro. But I don't think they could legally say anything close to that. So it's kind of unclear because he could just be kind of a generic, like, old Harlem basketball-playing guy. Like, but... he's probably Julius Erving. And then you go to Philly, and I can't remember the name of the guy there, but he's kind of an Allen Iverson ripoff. And there's a big, tall, white guy in Seattle he's like 7'7", but he also has really good 3-point shooting, which makes no sense for basketball, but it's the best. Like,
wow.
It was dope, and it had a bunch of NBA legends and shit. Old players that were, I don't know if it had any players that were like dead. But it had guys that were like long retired. Like you could eventually like recruit like Bill Russell to your team. It's just like that motherfucker won 10 championships in the 1950s. Like he's dope. Get him on the team. Like, and it scratched my Michael Jordan itch by having 3 Michael Jordans. And yes, you could make a custom team with 3 Michael Jordans playing at the same time.
Nice.
But would you want them? Because like you have Wizards and.
Well, Wizard Jordan was like bringing the ball up, and then you just got to make plays with rookie Jordan and championship Jordan. I mean, like 96 Jordan, get the fuck out of that guy's way. He's got like super handles and super dunks. I don't remember what like the differences are, but I just know Wizards Jordan. Yeah, like he old, but still 2 Jordans and a created version of me that's like 7'7" and like super black with a giant
living the dream.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
You're finally getting the threesome you always wanted.
This really, I mean, this game playing basketball. This was one of the formative games for me choosing the incredible stupid nickname of J Gangsta 187. Like,
like this will impress Michael Jordan.
Being able to create a character and make myself enormous and awesome at basketball, and it's just like, yeah, man, it's some gangsta shit. And it's like, it just
wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think this will impress Michael Jordan is our new episode title.
Oh yeah. going out there and I was, fucking pulling sick and one street moves on people. I'm sitting there listening to really good hip hop beats in the game and just, thinking I'm building up my street cred all by myself at home with my PlayStation 2.
One day you'll see this.
That's great. The music in the game is really fucking good. They got producer Just Blaze to make a bunch of tracks for the game. Just Blaze is a good producer. He's producer of note. He produced albums for like Jay-Z and shit. So they got him to make some beats. And, it's just one of those games where you can kind of get into the rhythm, man. You got your head bobbing a little bit and you're playing some street ball. And it's just like, yeah, man, holy shit, I just played like 6 hours of this. Like, it's just really fucking fun. And, I don't know, man. I guess it came out at a time when it had been so long since there'd been like a worthwhile NBA Jam type game. Like, where did the NBA Jam series go in like the late 90s, Like, they went to Hang Time on the 64 and then just kind of disappeared. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they needed a break so they could come back and be,
Maybe. It didn't come back. I mean, it took until like 2011 for NBA Jam to come back. So in the meantime, NBA Street showed up and kicked fucking ass. And, NBA Street Volume 3, also dope. Did any of you guys play Volume 3?
No.
I thought maybe.
I have played Volume 3.
Yeah, because this one Volume 3 had dope GameCube exclusives because you could play as Mario, Luigi, and Peach. But
wow.
They're all like game height.
I definitely remember a 3-person team of Luigi, Princess Peach, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
that shit was great.
Oh, God. I love Wilt Chamberlain, man. That guy. Yeah, that's what they called his penis. I had a legendary amount of sex. So putting him on a team with Luigi and Peach. Sexiest team ever.
They're getting down.
Volume 3 also had the Beastie Boys as the guest rap team, which is way better than Volume 2's guest rap team of Nelly and the St. Lunatics. But putting Nelly and the St. Lunatics in the game did kind of make it the most 2003 game of all time. Like, this game's 2003 as fuck. I love it. Trying to think of anything else, man. Fucking, it was the shit. Oh, and fuck, I got a bunch of sound clips ready that I'm not gonna necessarily burn through, but the announcer in the game is this really annoying Mexican dude named Babito, and he had you ever play, I might be barking up the wrong tree with you guys, but like, you ever play sports games enough to where like the announcing gets a little redundant and you kind of like, that happened all the time in like Madden, because they would get John Madden for like 5 phrases and then he just keeps saying them.
Yeah.
If you don't already hate Chris Collinsworth, well, you will after playing this.
Now, here's a guy that recorded all of his lines in one day and, collected his paycheck. Babito did not do that. He had a number of colorful ways of describing what was going on in the game. I frequently had no idea what he was talking about. He would mix English and Spanish. He would make references to food that had nothing to do with, playing the game of basketball. Let me just, run through a couple of these clips. I don't know what he said. It sounds like an alpaca is loose, which I know didn't happen in the game.
It didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, actually, Pau Gasol might have been in the game, and that motherfucker looks like a llama, so could have been what he's talking about. Let's see.
It's like your milk and cookies.
Yes,
Did he say it's like you're melting cookies?
It is like
it's like your milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies. Okay.
Oh, milk and. I heard milking cookies.
You took your milking cookies. It's the ones you eat to let your breast milk come in.
Snap and crackle.
Yeah.
The Rice Krispie shout out.
See, I'm telling you.
The alley-oop, the 8th wonder of the world.
The alley-oop is the 8th wonder of the world. I'm just going to burn through all of these.
UHUH.
He's Houston twice. That or he's spelling
The shot just got swatted.
You know, he's making jokes about swatting people, which is a thing on like in gaming circles now that means something completely. And then I think there's the last one.
Oh man, this is dizzifying. I got a dizzy spell.
It sounds like he just got sick in the middle of recording.
Yeah, I know. I love it. He kept all of it. Like, it's really good. So yeah, the game had a lot of fucking charm, and it was fucking bizarre. Oh, and Pat in the chat has just clarified that apaga los luces means turn off the lights. It does not mean an alpaca is loose. That makes way more sense.
Does it?
So it's something you would say when like blocking a shot. Yeah, sure. You know, yeah. Maybe John, you need to get on the basketball court a little bit more and just let loose the alpaca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be your signature move.
That doesn't mean unzip your pants.
Oh
no, don't. You know, gee. But yeah, NBA Street Volume 2 is dope, and you know, I think we got to keep it going, man. With Johnny, what do we got coming next?
Game 4.
All right, so this is our fan request for the evening. This comes to us on Twitter from fan of the show and frequent requester, and also patron who gets request priority for being a patron over at patreon.com/GameThatTune, Andrew Oliver. And so this is a hell of a game, man. While fighting is a rare occurrence in traditional baseball, fighting is an integral part of this game, as any close play or force out triggers a battle.
Oh, that just kind of ends.
It ends on a note. Doesn't have to fade out when it ends on such a decisive note. So, what do you guys got? John Regan says base is loaded, and he's incorrect because the other guys say base wars, and they are correct. Hell yeah. Good guess, though, Johnny. Not really. The base is loaded definitely didn't make you fight someone every time you tried to take a base.
I think it did. That's the only baseball game I can name.
If I had mentioned in the trivia that this was a baseball game played by robots, then it would have been simply too easy. So, I went with the fighting trivia. This is a baseball game in which you play as robots, and
which is awesome.
Every time you try to take a base, you have to get into a robot fight. So it's kind of like baseball cross battle bots. But it's for the NES. It was developed by Konami under the guise of their Ultra Games division. And there's one little hang-up that I have with this game, namely that it has a fighting element in an NES game. Can you name any good fighting game for the NES?
I believe that the port of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters was atrocious.
Thank you. That sentence. Yeah.
Part of me wants to say Urban Champion, but that's just going to prove your point.
Right.
So
not unpopular opinion time, David. This is just mention a good fighting game on the NES. There are none, but still the idea behind this is fucking admirable. I mean, robot baseball where you have to fucking fight your way through the bases is pretty fucking fun.
My only real question is, are the bats like aluminum or wooden? Because if you're getting into a fight with wooden bats and your robots, they're not going to do a whole lot.
Oh, bro, who said anything about fighting with a bat?
I assume baseball fighting, bats are involved.
You throw the bat down, as you do in baseball, and then as you move around the base path, you get into a fight, and you bust out your robot.
What are you, a savage?
Is that why?
I'm sorry, did you say robot katana?
I did. Or a laser sword or a laser gun, or you simply fight by punching as a punching robot. It's not a baseball bat fighting game. It's a robot fighting game that happens to take place on a baseball diamond.
That explains why my coaches always looked at me weird, because I never let the bat go. I brought it with me from base to base.
Yeah. Johnny, were you problem child? Yeah. Oh, man, I knew I hated you.
Oh.
I think one of my favorite things about this podcast is all the fun stuff we learn about Johnny.
Yes. Yeah. But anyway, no. So yeah, David, you fight using futuristic weapons and also just like jumping on each other. It's not a baseball themed fighting game. You're fucking robots that happen to be playing baseball. It's bizarre. It's dope though.
It sounds fucking great.
Because I didn't get this from watching the video, but I think that if you win the fight, you can just like if I'm a robot and I hit a ball into the outfield and I'm running from first to second, and they throw the ball in, okay, I got to fight my way on to second. But I think if you win the fight at second, you have the option to keep running to third and like fight your way through the whole I think you could like hit a single and fight your way through to a home run if you can like win the fights.
Nice.
That's a really fucking fun mechanic because like you could be good at the baseball aspect of this game, or you could be good at the fighting aspect, and find a way to win.
So I'm looking up this game and reading about it, and I see this little tidbit featuring 4 robot classes: a traditional cyborg that looks more like an android, a tank, a flybot, and lastly, a motorcycle. So this is a baseball game where you can play as a motorcycle, and goddamn, I want this so bad.
Motorcycle that can fight people. And the flybots are also dope because their bodies are like UFO Kirby, or just I guess like a UFO. Like they've got like the flying saucer shaped body, so they're just kind of floating there, and they hit the ball and then like float around the base path. This game's really funny and dope, man. It really is crying out for a new version. Like seriously, all these bizarre like extreme sports games from the 90s, and I guess this was super early 90s, I think 91. They're all crying out for a remake. I mean, seriously, the world needs Base Wars. The world needs Skitchin'. Like, people would eat this shit up. Like, it's just so fun. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, Base Wars Reloaded at, like, EVO every year? Like,
yeah. I'm imagining. God, here's what I'm imagining specifically in my head is like I'm imagining Base Wars, but it's set in like neo 80s Tokyo, right? Like lots of purple and red lights all over the place, a lot of people smoking cigarettes, very Blade Runner-y. Like, oh man.
So that's kind of what this is. I mean, like, they don't really show you the setting of the game, but if you hit a home run, I do believe it blasted into outer space. And then like it shows a fighter jet, like a spaceship take off from a space station, and it says home run. Like, it's
that's awesome.
It's literally out there.
I love the idea of this getting like an HD remake and going to EVO and having all of these fighting game professionals having to learn baseball in order to play this game.
Yep, that would be fucking awesome. Like, seriously, you got to learn good baseball mechanics. Like, if they could combine this with, like, MLB The Show, and like, if you could just combine MLB The Show and Street Fighter, what's so hard about that? Like, it makes sense to me. I don't know, man. Or is there a good robot fighting game that I could reference instead of Street Fighter? What's the game where you fight as robots? Custom Robo?
Yeah.
Nobody. But you can customize your robot, and I think also, if I was watching the video and understanding it correctly, the robots also just have like normal guy names, like, so like you're up to bat a robot with tank treads and it says something like Archibald.
Nice.
Just like,
that just makes it even better.
Yeah, I know. This game's awesome. It's probably actually crap, but it's fun crap. So like, that is what makes an NES game, really stand the test of time. If it's just fun crap, like.
See, this is one of those games that is just begging for like a Kickstarter reboot, because the actual game probably sucks, but the idea sounds like so much fun that you could really run with it. Like, hey, if you played this as a kid, it was terrible, but we can make it how you imagine it was.
God, yeah. Oh man, just imagine. Okay, last one. If it was somehow combined, if they made a fighting game out of a baseball match, but made it in like the NFL Blitz engine. So like you're playing multiplayer, you're running between the bases, and like you get in a fight with the guy who has the ball, but then like your other friend who's controlling the outfielder can run in and just like clean you up, like, and it just turns into like Smash Brothers, but with baseball bats and robots. Like, I'm telling you.
So basically, instead of a baseball game with Street Fighter, it's a baseball game with Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's now like a 3v3 tag fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, count me all in on that.
Sold.
That'd be so dope. Like, and it's all robots, and they're all tank treads or UFOs or motorcycles. It makes sense, and they all have feelings and voices, and if you blow them up, they get really sad. There, brought in the Nier Automata aspect of it. So let's just get these ideas all cooking together to make a really insane robot baseball game and get that back to market. John, can you set that as a new Patreon goal?
Yes, I can.
Crazy emotional robot baseball fighting game. Excellent.
Game
thank you
5.
for the request.
Say that again, John. I interrupted you.
Okay, I could edit that out of there. Thank you, Andrew, for the request. This one's fucking awesome.
Game 5.
So, this is the first game from its developer to feature a season pass for its downloadable content. Who's got those answers ready?
Oh, I do.
Here you go.
Thanks for that trivia, my man.
So, John Regan says Madden. Admirable guess. Jesse and John both have the correct answer of Mario Golf World Tour. Also known as Mario Golf 3DS.
Right. Thank you, downloadable content trivia. That was a nice big clue. Man, besides that, the Sakuraba-ass soundtrack. That is also a clue.
Yeah, this was right when, like, Nintendo started to do DLC, because this came out after Fire Emblem Awakening and Mario Kart 8, and then all of a sudden Nintendo was like, wait, we can get extra money? Let's do it.
Yeah. No wonder all the other game companies have been doing this.
But anybody else play Mario Golf World Tour?
Sadly, no.
Yeah, I thought this game's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm generally more of a Mario Tennis fan than a Mario Golf fan, just because I think tennis is a bit more of a dynamic sport. But this game is great. Like, credit where it's due. This game is fucking fantastic.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, I wish it did have the RPG elements of the some of the older Mario Golf games, but as just a golf game itself, it is very fun. Like, even just the normal golf without the power-ups and stuff is very, challenging and satisfying when you when you start getting good at the game and like you're making less shots on holes, and you're like, wow, I'm starting to get a hang of this whole weird golf situation, you know?
Yeah, like apart from the Mario-ness, it's actually just a really well-made golf game.
Yep, I think all the Mario golf games are really well-made golf games. That's what I've always liked about them, because I don't play a lot of them, but I like me a golf game. Like, I think I played Wii Sports Golf more than any other sport in Wii Sports. So I'm a little disappointed that I haven't kept up with the Mario golf games in recent years, but they're always a blast. And as for it being less dynamic than tennis, you're absolutely right. But I think I always prefer the golf just because it's it's like a single player thing. Like, is there any way in Mario Golf World Tour or any Mario Golf game for that matter to like fuck over your opponent?
Well, there is, because this game also features online play, which is one of the things that I really liked about it, where it wasn't just like you can play a friend over the internet. They had like regular tournaments coming out. So you competed in tournaments and you could beat other people and you could get specialized gear from that.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was really neat.
I like that they added the online for all of the tournaments, and then I like that they had the DLC where there were 3 packs, and each pack had a character and 2 courses. And what I thought was cool was each of the courses were remakes of the courses from Mario Golf on the N64.
Nice.
But they like altered the visuals. I mean, obviously, because it was a 3DS and not an N64 game. But they completely redid them. There was one course, and I can't remember the name of it, but in the original N64 game, it was just kind of like a generic, regular, like forest course. And in this one, they turned it into like a beach area from New Super Mario Brothers. So you had like water spouts with the urchins on top. And the final course was the Mario All-Stars, where every hole was shaped like a Mario character. And they turned it into like a Mario Galaxy thing where you could see the planets in the background. And yeah, it was really cool.
And see, that's the thing, man. Presentation counts in these things. Like, I love the golf games. I love, fucking Everybody's Golf, fucking Hot Shots Golf, Mario Golf. But, like, you got to add a little something to them just to, take them over the top, man. Like, so that's a nice touch, man. But seriously, you didn't address my question. Is there anything you can do playing head to head to like fuck another player over? Can you like throw a wall or play some defense?
I know there were certain courses that had gimmicks,
okay,
and you could use those. Like, I know there was a Bowser's Castle course where if you hit like a chain, there were thwomps around, and if you hit one with the ball, the thwomp would slam down, so it would make it harder for the next person to come around. And I know there was a Donkey Kong like jungle course that had like the giant screaming statues from Donkey Kong Country Returns, and you could get them to like shout at the ball to throw it off course.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that was my main thing for reasons I like golf games more than tennis games. It's just like, I like taking my shot and then letting you take your shot, and may the best man win. Like, that's more my speed when it comes to some of these sports games. But both are good, especially with Mario in them. Like, man, what great games.
And then Jesse, as you were saying, there wasn't like a story RPG mode, but one thing that I did like is there was a shit ton of clothes for your Mii.
Yes.
And you could every single piece of gear would like slightly alter your abilities. So you never increased your stats, but you could kind of like change your abilities that way. So you still kind of had the RPG elements, even though you didn't like ever level up your character and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the clothing equipment was really cool.
And I thought it was cool because you had your like basic clothing, which was just like your golf visor and your like polo shirt and your ridiculous pants. And there were tons of versions based on like Mario characters and the like Nintendo consoles. You could get like a Wii visor and stuff. But then you could also there were 40 costumes that your character could wear, which straight up made you dress up like the character, like a full-on complete costume that you could wear. Which brings us to our lightning round.
Oh!
Lightning round.
So as I said, There are 40 costumes in this game. I have a list of 15.
Whew.
We're going to go through them. And I'm going to give you a character or an item. And you have to tell me if there is a costume in this game based on said thing. And to clarify, I'm not talking about like a shirt that has a bullet bill on it. No, it's the full-on you dress up like a bullet bill costume.
All right.
Awesome.
So are we ready?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Before we begin, I do want to point this out. If you get the correct answer, you hear the correct sound, Johnny.
Yahoo!
If you get the incorrect answer, you'll hear the incorrect sound.
Loser.
Oh, that hurts my feelings, but I'm into it.
So we've got our randomized list, and we are starting with Jesse. Rosalina.
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Loser.
From there, we are switching over to John Harrington.
Ew.
The Koopa Clown car.
Oh, man. That seems so absurd that it has to be a yes.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
John Regan, a Goomba.
Yeah. I bet that's there.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
So back to Jesse, Tanuki Mario.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
John Harrington, a Hammer Brother.
That's got to be a yes.
That is incorrect.
Loser.
Damn.
So we're now at John Regan, Rob, the robotic operating buddy.
No way. No way.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
Jesse, Link from The Legend of Zelda.
No.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
John, Mario from NES Open Golf. The Stars and Stripes overalls.
Okay, that's got to be a yes. How could they not make that reference?
That is correct.
Okay, good.
Yahoo!
John Regan, Wendy O. Koopa.
Oops.
Yeah, I bet she's in it.
That is incorrect.
Loser.
Back to Jesse, Wiggler.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
John Harrington, Baby Yoshi.
Oh, God. Baby Yoshi. Like, hasn't eaten anything, Yoshi? Yeah, fuck it. Yes. Why not?
That is correct.
What? No.
Or
Yeah, you get like the little baby Yoshi like sitting on your head. It's adorable.
I was thinking like your club's in his mouth or like wear him for shit.
Baby Yoshi Caddy.
This is really sick.
John Regan, Lakitu.
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
Loser.
Not even a class.
Jesse. No. Jesse, in our final round, Penguin Mario.
Ooh. No.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
John Harrington, Dixie Kong.
Ooh. No.
That is correct.
Yahoo!
Yahoo.
And finally, John Regan, Fuzzy from Super Mario World.
You mean Super Mario World 2?
No, Super Mario World, the little like black guy that like ran on the little track.
Oh, that did not. No.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Loser.
why the fuck is that a costume? No.
So, tallying up the points for the lightning round, we might have a Game That Tune first. We have 2 lightning round winners. John Harrington and Jesse both tied, so they each get a point for this lightning round.
Oh, we're doing just that.
Or we could do it a different way.
I've just been updating the points the whole time.
Okay, that works too.
It's all good. Points are updated again. Oh, yeah.
Extra points for everybody.
Yeah, everybody but Johnny gets a point. Man. Yeah, that's awesome. It's the simple things in life. Like being able to wear a Baby Yoshi as a hat that, really put a game over.
I fucking love the clown car because it's like, if I remember, I think it's like white pants to be Cloud's, like a green shirt to be like the propeller, and then a giant clown car as a hat. It's fucking ridiculous.
But yeah, when you said clown car, I thought like you could unlock a golf cart and like ride around the clown cart. I'm like, that makes sense. But no, if it's an outfit, now that's tight. It's a really abstract costume, and I'm into it. Cool, man. What a game. I probably should have played that one by now, but alas. Anything else on Mario Golf or insane costumes you can wear while playing golf?
No, it's like I said, it's a really well-made game, and I would go so far to say it's probably one of the better 3DS games out there. Like, it's surprisingly good.
See, I don't know if that's necessarily a surprise. I mean, Mario Golf games are solid. They're just they're never like the boat rockers. They're never, the really fucking like top tier things. But it's been a pretty solid series. So glad to know it's still going. Have they announced one for Switch yet?
They have not, but I hope they do because
they're bound to.
Fucking great.
They'll probably have Joy-Con like waggle support.
Dude, I'm into it. Like I said, I play a shitload of Wii Golf. Count me all in on some Mario Golf with the Joy-Cons, like where I can split it off and just have 2 controllers ready to go. I'm into it.
I'm really excited for the new Mario Tennis, especially because like the tournament thing that they've talked about, it really sounds like they're bringing back the tournament idea from World Tour of just like semi-regularly, hey, we're going to have a giant tournament. Everybody play and get something special.
Hell yeah, man. So what do we think, guys? Are we ready to go to the calculating computer, or since it's a sports theme, do we want to push it past the limit and just keep going with games? I got a couple of backpack games ready to go.
I vote we put in 110%. What do you guys say?
I say we do it. I mean, I say we fucking do it.
Jesse?
Like, let's
take this into overtime.
All right.
Do it.
Overtime.
On.
Game 6.
Hell yeah. So this bonus request, Game 6, comes to us from Facebook. This one was requested by Chris Murray. I believe he's in the VGM podcast fans group, and he follows Game That Tune. So thanks, Chris, for the request. This game deviates from similar sports simulations in several ways. Most notably, It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where radiation has grossly deformed the human race and caused the dead to rise from the grave. Well, there's so many.
Fuck
games
yeah.
that could be. So, what do you guys got? Oh, Johnny didn't say Fallout 76. Thank God. Everybody says Mutant League Football. Johnny, hit that special hat trick sound.
Only thing it's missing is the monsters talking, which they sounded ridiculous in that game.
I did not have that in the sound files that I downloaded. I'll just edit some of those in at random behind us talking. So, Jesse, this is your time to shine, man. I wasn't the Genesis guy, and I sadly haven't played Mutant League Football. But this was one of those games that made me want to own a Genesis and want to play Mutant League Football. So, what's the story, man?
This game, dude, is the greatest game. Like, it's so much fun. You can pick, there's 30 or so teams, maybe a little less, but there's a lot of teams to pick from. They're made up based on, skeleton people. There's, human, superhumans. There's these ogre troll looking dudes. There's robots and alien looking things that spin around, and they have thorns and spines that come out of their back and stuff. And it's really cool. The fields are different. Some of them, I think there's a couple on the moon or something. There's sometimes there'll be mines, and if you run over the mine, they'll explode. Sometimes there's lava pits. So you're throwing it deep, and your receiver's running to try to get the ball. Oh, he's fell into a lava pit. He's fucked. You could play it so where if your players die, you have to fill them with reserves and stuff. And whenever I would play, what I would do is try to kill most of the other players on the other team, and they would have to forfeit. And so sometimes there'd be like a touchdown ahead of me, but you only have 9 players left and you can't field the whole team, so you have to forfeit.
Damn, dude, that's a hell of a strategy. I love it.
And you could call crazy audibles, where one was where you throw the football and it would be wired for death, so it would explode. And if there were any players nearby, even if they were your own players, they would blow up. There's some moves where you give your running back, he takes the ball and then jumps 30 yards down the field, and then he lands, and hopefully he doesn't land on a mine or something. like some of the fields were like in space, so if like you were running like too close to the, yeah, there you go. Wow, holy fuck! But so if you're running too close and like you're trying to tackle and you dive and you miss that dude, you're just gonna go into space. Where that guy's gone for, you know? Yeah,
That's awesome.
So like, and you could kill the ref. You could bribe the ref too. And okay, if you're playing with your friends, and all of a sudden like you get a penalty, and they're like, "Oh, you get 5-yard penalty for picking your nose." You're like, "What? What the fuck kind of penalty is that?" Some motherfucker bribed the ref, and then you call an audible to kill the ref, and then you get another penalty. But now he can't, because if you just let the referee live, he will call penalties on you until you kill him. It's such a weird dynamic in the game. It's great.
I love it. You know, they this should have been just a running series. Like there should be one of these for every generation of console. Like, you know, take football and make it absurd. Like it just needs to be a thing always. Like, yeah, I think I saw. Did they kickstart a sequel to this a couple of years ago?
It actually came out. I haven't played it though.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think it's by the same fucking people. Because Mutant League Football was made by EA of all people. But like,
yeah,
EA actually,
Really?
if EA's the Mutant League Football people, I can think of another football game that you have that has a good engine, a good good base for you to put some mutants into it and sell it. Like, you know, there's a market of people who aren't going to buy Madden that would absolutely buy a nearly yearly Mutant League Football game. Like, that's, you know, it's too good of an idea. Like, I don't get it, man. You know, this should be a game for all people, for all generations. Like, yeah, it's just a fucking shame. Jesse, who's your team in this? I was just looking at the list of teams, and they're fucking awesome.
I think is it the Death Skull Razors? Is that one of them?
Death Skin Razors.
Yeah, Death Skin Razors. I think they're all skeletons.
Yeah, see, this would have been also a good lightning round. It would have given me a chance to make up some really gross-sounding Mutant League football teams and then see which ones you could identify as the real ones. Because they're all good. In the Maniac Conference, Dark Star Dragons, the Killer Convicts, Misfit Demons, Psycho Slashers, Screaming Evils, Slay City Slayers, Terminator Trolls, and the not-so-great Turbo Techies. And then the Toxic Conference, Death Skin Razors, Ice Bay Bashers, Midway Monsters, Rad Rockers, Road Warriors, 60 Whiners, Vile Vulgars, and War Slammers, which I assume is a team of Pogs. You know, those are all good. Like,
yeah, this game, like they put a lot of like heart and soul in this game because those names are great. All the players have funny names. Like one of like the big characters that made it into the cartoon, because yes, there was a cartoon of this, was Bones Jackson. And I forget what team he plays on, but you can play as Bones Jackson on there. And but yeah, they all have wacky names and stuff.
Oh, dude, there's so many like just possible like, you know, just mutant and gross out like NFL puns. There's like, I mean, shit, this was what, 93? There's 25 years worth of players you can fucking, you know, make puns off of now. They have to make this. Like,
I love the idea too of like the 60 Whiners just being a bunch of like drunks running around stabbing people with broken bottles.
I just don't get the. I mean, I love the name because it sounds like 69ers, but then it's 60 Whiners, and it almost makes no sense. But it's great. I mean, what the hell?
I really feel like they
like
phoned it.
Coaches yell at you.
They really phoned it in on Slay City Slayers. Like that's hands down the worst team on this list.
Johnny, please. They were tired. Yeah, all the other ones are pretty good. Slay City Slayers is a little tame, though. Turbo Techies isn't great either. That just seems like John's team.
Yeah, that's what I would come up with.
It's an all robot team. Blah.
Yeah. But fuck yeah, man. I like, you know, you said earlier that like we probably would never have Mutant League Football on the show just because it's got one song and then two like 30-second songs. I'm like, challenge accepted. Let's do this shit. Let's have Mutant League Football, man. Everybody loves it. So Shit.
There should be more games like this, like ridiculous, insane.
Yeah, that's kind of the. I think that's the direction we're going for the for like parts of the show. You get robot fighting baseball and fucking Mutant League football. Like they're I don't know what else you can do. Zombies are hot right now. How about a zombie sports game? Fucking zombie tennis. Just do it. Like I don't give a fuck. Like just make more absurd sports games, man. There are people out there. There are people that play video games that like sports games and don't give a fuck about realism or licensing or any of that shit. That need some absurd sports games. So this is my message to you, EA. We're coming for you, motherfuckers, and we want new Mutant League football. Make it happen.
They did make a Mutant League hockey too. Around the same.
Well, that makes perfect sense too. I would have also played that if I had known about it. So yeah, man, is it now time to go to the calculating computer, or are we pushing it to the limit, man? It's sports night. Are we doing a game 7? What do we think?
Push to 111%. What do you guys say?
Do it,
Jesse.
fucking do it,
Dude.
Yeah,
David's
I think
this.
All right.
we got to do it.
Yeah.
Game 7.
Awesome. So this bonus request game 7 comes to us via Twitter from @VA_S Alexander, who I think this is his first time requesting, and thank you, sir, for this fantastic request. So this game features 6 playable courts: beach, lawn, tiled, concrete, clay, and stadium. And despite all of its bells and whistles, this game is essentially a fancy version of Pong. So, how you guys feeling about that?
Fucking great.
Oh man, I love it. I love the intensity, David. Keep it up. Yeah, let's see some answers, man. Oh, Johnny has a dick with the number 7 next to it. That's Dick 7. That's incorrect. And Jesse and David both get it correct. It's Windjammers.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, man. Windjammers for the arcade, Neo Geo. These songs were actually from the Neo Geo CD version. And I think it was recently released for the like PS4 and Vita. Have any of you guys played Windjammers?
Oh hell yeah!
So Jesse, what do you think, my man?
This game is so much fun. Like yeah, it's Pong, but it's fucking fun as hell. Pong. Like you get to pick your character, and they all have the different abilities, and it's basically just. You're throwing this frisbee back and forth, and it gets faster and faster and faster. You knock it in the air and do like a power move and launch it across the screen, and it's nuts. They can get for like really fast. It's fun.
Yeah. No, I was watching a video of it, and I'm honestly, if I had somebody that I felt good about playing it with, I would pick this up in a heartbeat because it looks like just like fun. Sit down on the couch, get some beers going, like back and forth 2-player frisbee game. I mean, it is Pong. You have to try and throw a frisbee past your opponent and score points, and it's super fast paced. You can bank things off the walls. I don't know how they explain why the walls just reflect the frisbees endlessly. You can curve your shots, and you can do like power shots. You can hit your opponent with a shot and like stun them, and if it hits the ground, you get a point anyway. It just looks super fun. It's super 90s, and it's a frisbee fucking fighting game essentially. It looks like a lot of fun, and I was surprised to get this request at like the last moment. It was kind of funny. I pulled up the guy that requested it, and it's literally in his Twitter profile, like, I like Windjammers. I'm like, put you on the show. Like, in his Twitter description, it's a bunch of stuff, and then it just ends with like hashtag I like Windjammers. I'm like, okay, well, Windjammers it is. Like,
I love the idea of this dude just like sitting at his computer and seeing the tweet come up. It's like, we need your request for sports games. Like, bro, I fucking got this.
Yeah, I got a Google alert set for sports game requests, and whenever I see that, I type Windjammers. Yeah. And he didn't even say anything about it. He just put Windjammers with a period. I'm like, he's a confident man. He's a man that likes his Windjammers plain and simple. So,
awesome.
For you, sir,
my own heart.
Fucking Windjammers.
Yeah,
like,
I respect that. I really do.
Yeah. That's why I picked it for the show. It's like, well, fuck it, man. That's making the cut. Like, yeah.
It'd be one thing if it was just Windjammers, but Windjammers, period.
Yeah.
All right, you have that locked down.
You only have
say like, oh, Windjammers is a fantastic game and it's super fun and I like playing, frisbee games and blah blah. It would have been like, okay, that sounds nice, but when you just say Windjammers, it's like,
yeah,
what the fuck is that? This guy seems confident in Windjammers. Just like put the frisbee back in our courts. Like, okay, well, fine. Windjammers, yes, sir. In looking up videos for this, it is kind of a fighting game. I found some small-time YouTube channel, like when I was searching for Windjammers videos, one of the top results was like Windjammers Grand Finals at like so-and-so's thing. It's like they were having a fighting game tournament and two guys were going head-to-head in Windjammers for like 30 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this can't be that serious, but I'm into it. Like, respect. So,
the idea of like Evo, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike going on, Blaze Blue going on. No, fuck that. Windjammers. That's where the action is.
Yes, it is. Honestly, not even joking. Like, that would make me watch it. I've never seen anything at Evo. I'm not 100% sure what Evo is. But if Evo announced that they had Windjammers, I'd tune in. I'd see what that's about. That sounds great.
I really think actually an Evo side thing of like arcadey sports games, like, you know, Mutant League Football, fucking Base Wars, Windjammers, like, I think that would play really fucking well with a certain crowd. Like, I would love to see some high level, like Sega and Neo Geo fucking, you know, 90s sports games. Like, you know, I'd watch it. You know, shit, man, work the Sega Saturn in there too. Give me some Winter Heat. You know, give me everything. give me Nagano Winter Olympics 98. Actually, no, don't give me that.
You know,
yeah, just give me
work the Sega Saturn in is Burning Rangers multiplayer.
Ooh, see,
doesn't matter.
It needs to, you know, they need to bring back Burning Rangers for some sort of sports crossover. I'm sure you can work them into like a Sega Superstars Tennis or something. You know, like, I don't know, Burning Rangers Golf. You know, I'd be into it. Sakuraba soundtrack, like, you know, it's just yeah, you know, make a fighting game community, but make it 90s arcadey sports games. Somebody get on that. Maybe we should do that. Like, you know, can we put that on the Patreon list? Like, start our own fighting game tournament, but make it all 90s arcade sports games?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly. David, I love the enthusiasm, man. So Johnny, you know, I think with that great request, thanks again, Twitter user at I got it backwards. It's he doesn't have his real name on there. At VA_S Alexander. Thank you, Windjammers fan, for this fantastic request. And Johnny, let's take it to the calculating computer, my man.
All right.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps.
George Lucas slamming his dick in
Scoring complete. This game's winner is... Jesse Moore.
Damn.
Hell yeah. Way to go, Jesse.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job, man. You literally crushed this episode. I believe you've gotten almost every single game correct. You crushed the lightning round. You know, tour de force performance for Jesse on tonight's show. So excellent, man. You got something in mind for next week's episode?
How about we do? Have we done fighting games in a while?
Have we?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
Let's do
so.
fighting games.
If I can't remember it off the top of the head, then no, we haven't done it in a while. So yeah, let's go back to it, man. Nothing wrong with some more fighting games, except we just used up Base Wars and Windjammers, but we'll be okay, guys. Fuck yeah. Fighting games next week coming up. Fantastic episode. And man, what an episode tonight, man. Great game, great lightning round, great bonus games. We really gave it our all, man. You know, we reached the top, man. We're like Rocky on the top of the steps, throwing the hands up, victorious.
Fuck yeah, we are.
Or Danny LaRusso.
Yes. Also, you know, a good reference. You know, Jesse, you may now sit back, smug and confident in your, you know, little guy's victory, like Mr. Miyagi at the end of the Karate Kid, just like, yeah, I trained that motherfucking kid. Like, so thanks to everybody who's listening. You know, what a long episode, but we had some great live viewers tonight. We're live every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, twitch.tv/GameThatTune, youtube.com/GameThatTune, facebook.com/GameThatTune, and you can find the audio piping straight into your Discord. Head to GameThatTune.com and find our Discord link and join us on there. Thanks to everybody that listens in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Wednesday mornings, and we always appreciate you listening. You can find us at GameThatTune.com, iTunes, and wherever you get your podcasts. And, you know, we appreciate that. Thanks for all the requests. Great requests today or tonight. Send us your requests. You know, at GameThatTune@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at GameThatTune, or follow us on Facebook and comment on our posts. Everything turns up there, and we're scouring everything for requests. So thanks for your requests. And if you want priority, like our man Andrew Oliver tonight with his request, go to patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for fun exclusives. We got a shitload of content going right now, and there's more coming all the time. We just published a new episode of GTT Gems covering the month of May. We just published David's Boss Battles mixtape. We just published Jesse's next episode of Covered Up, where he's playing music from the Megas. And we've always got something fun in the works, and we appreciate you guys helping us out. Thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger and Lance Revere. You guys are great. And, thanks to everybody that is a patron over at patreon.com/GameThatTune. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you want to hit us up, talk video game music, talk nonsense, whatever, follow us on Twitter. Follow me at JGangsta187. Follow John Regan on Twitter at
JPReganJR.
Follow David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
And follow Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Hell yeah, fellas. So fantastic show tonight, Jesse. What do you got for a bonus tune?
Well, I figured I'd pick my favorite song about sports. It's just titled Sports by Tim and Eric.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking girl. Awesome. Good pick, Jesse. Fuck yeah. Good music.
Thank you.
You're scaring me, David.
You seem a little aggressive in these last couple of games.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just an awesome show. Sports show was fucking awesome.
All right, man. Okay. Well,
hey, what are you drinking?
I didn't want to say it, but I don't like the look of this urine sample one bit. We do this before every show, and I think I need to send this over to the GTT lab to have this tested. Did you do a bunch of steroids before our sports show just to get in the mood?
What? 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 You trying to come at me? Let's do this. Let's fucking do this.
Okay. Yep. David's pointed out. I'm gonna have to check with the commissioner of Game That Tune, but I think that warrants at least a 1-episode suspension. So, John, cut his mic. Get him out of here.
All right, David, you're out, man. Sorry.
Yeah. California Games is copyright 1987, Epics Incorporated. Skitchin is copyright 1994, Electronic Arts. NBA Street Volume 2 is copyright 2003, Electronic Arts. Base Wars is copyright 1991, Konami Company Limited. Mario Golf World Tour is copyright 2014, Nintendo of America Incorporated. Mutant League Football is copyright 1993, Electronic Arts. Windjammers is copyright 1994, Data East and SNK Corporation.